In the name of Ahia, Ba'ashem Yeshaya, or Ruach Kodash, our Father, who art in heaven, holy be thy name, Ahia, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Shema Yasharala Ahaya Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad.
Shema Yasharala Ahaya Alahaya Nawa Ahaya Akkad.
Hear, O Israel. Ahaya our power. Is one. One. All right, family. We read the 10 Commandments. Go to Exodus chapter 20. Repeat after me at verse 3. And the Most High God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou
shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above.
Or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
Or that is in the water under the earth.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them.
Nor serve them.
Nor serve them.
I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children.
Unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
Until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me.
And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me.
And keep my commandments.
And keep my commandments.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Remember the Sabbath day.
Remember the Sabbath day.
To keep it holy.
To keep it holy.
6 days shalt thou labor.
6 days shalt thou labor.
And do all thy work.
And do all thy work.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
In it thou shalt not do any work.
Thou, nor thy son,
nor thy son,
nor thy daughter,
nor thy daughter,
thy manservant,
thy manservant,
nor thy maidservant,
nor thy maidservant,
nor thy cattle,
nor thy cattle,
nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth,
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth,
the sea, and all that in the midst,
and all that in the midst,
and rested the seventh day.
and rested the seventh day.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day,
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day,
and hallowed it.
and hallowed it.
Honor thy father and thy mother,
Honor thy father and thy mother,
that thy days may be long
that thy days may be long,
upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife,
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife,
nor his manservant,
nor his
nor his
manservant,
maidservant,
nor his maidservant,
nor his ox,
nor his ox,
nor his donkey,
nor his donkey,
nor anything that is thy neighbor.
nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not the Most High God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for the Most High God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Reading out of Matthew chapter 5, also at verse 2. We follow at verse 3. Comment? And Yeshua opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit,
Blessed are the poor in spirit,
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Blessed are they that mourn,
Blessed are they that mourn,
for they shall be comforted.
for they shall be comforted.
Blessed are the meek,
Blessed are the meek,
for they shall inherit the earth.
for they shall inherit the earth.
Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness,
Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness,
for they shall be filled.
for they shall be filled.
Blessed are the merciful,
Blessed are the merciful,
for they shall obtain mercy.
for they shall obtain mercy.
Blessed are the pure in heart,
Blessed are the pure in heart,
for they shall see Ahaya.
for they shall see Ahia.
Blessed are the peacemakers,
Blessed are the peacemakers,
for they shall be called the children of Ahaya.
for they shall be called the children of Ahia.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake,
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake,
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Blessed are ye,
Blessed are ye,
when men shall revile
when men shall revile you,
you, and persecute you,
and persecute you,
and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely,
and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
for my sake.
For my sake,
Rejoice,
rejoice,
and be exceeding glad,
and be exceeding glad,
for great is your reward in heaven.
for great is your reward in heaven.
For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Mark Ted, Nation City, Prophet Jewish. I read from the book of Ruth, chapter 3, starting at verse 5, ending at verse 11. And it reads, And she said unto her, All that thou sayest unto me, I will do. And she went down unto the floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law bade her. And when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was merry, he went to lie down under the heap of the bed. When she came soft, I covered his feet and laid her down. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid, and turned himself, and behold, a woman laying at his feet. And he said, Who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth, thy handmaid. Spread therefore thy skirt over thy handmaid, for thou art a near kinsman. And he said, Blessed be thou of the Lord, my daughter, for thou hast showed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning. Inasmuch as thou followest not young men, whether poor or rich. Verse 11. And now, my daughter, fear not. I will do to thee all that thou requirest. For all the city of my people doeth know that thou art a virtuous woman. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Come, nation of Israel, tribe of Judah. Now we read from Ruth chapter 3, starting in verse 12 down to verse 18. And now it is true that I am thy near kinsman. Howbeit there is a kinsman nearer than I. Tarry this night, and it shall be in the morning that if he will perform unto thee the part of a kinsman, well, let him do the kinsman's part. But if he will not do the part of a kinsman to thee, then will I do the part of a kinsman to thee, as the Lord liveth. Lie down until the morning. And she lay at his feet until the morning, and she rose up before one could know another. And he said, Let it not be known that a woman came into the floor. Also he said, Bring the veil that thou hast upon thee, and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 measures of barley, and laid it on her, and she went into the city. And when she came to her mother-in-law, she said, Who art thou, my daughter? And she told her all that the man had done to her. And she said, These 6 measures of barley gave he me, for he said to me, Go not empty unto thy mother-in-law. Then said she, Sit still, my daughter, until thou know how the matter will fall. For the man will not be in rest until he have finished the thing this day. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Brother Isaiah, out of the tribe of Judah, nation of Israel, reading from the book of Ruth, starting at chapter 4, verse 1, all the way down to verse 7. Then Boaz went up to the gate and sat him down there, and behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by, unto whom he said, Oh, such a one, turn aside, sit down here. And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city, and said, Sit ye down here. And they sat down. And he said unto the kinsman, Naomi, this that is come again out of the country of Moab, selleth a parcel of land, which was our brother Elimelech. And I thought to advertise these, saying, buy it before these saying, but before the inhabitants, and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it. But if thou wilt not redeem it, then tell me that I may know. For there is none to redeem it beside thee, and I am after thee. And he said, I will redeem it. Then said Boaz, What day thou buyest the field of the hand of Naomi, thou must buy it also of Ruth, of the Moabites, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance. And the kinsman said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I mar mine own inheritance. Redeem thou my right to thyself, for I cannot redeem it. And now this was the manner in former time in Israel concerning redeeming and concerning changing. For to confirm all things, the man plucked off his shoe and gave it to his neighbor, and this was a testimony in Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Jared, nation of Israel, tribe of Judah. I'll be reading the book of Ruth, chapter 4, verse 8 through 14. Therefore the kinsman said unto Boaz, Buy it for thee. So he drew off his shoe. And Boaz said unto the elders and unto all the people, Ye are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's, and all that was Chilion's and Malon's, and of the hand of Naomi. Moreover, Ruth, the Moabites, the wife of Malon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of his place. Ye are witnesses this day. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, We are witnesses. The Lord make the woman that is come into thine house like Rachel and like Leah, which two did build the house of Israel, and do thou worthily in Ephratah, and be famous in Bethlehem. And let thy house be like house of Perez, whom Tamar bare unto Judah, of the seed which the Lord shall give thee of this young woman. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went in unto her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bare a son. And the woman said unto Naomi, Blessed be the Lord, which hath not left thee this day without a kinsman, that his name be famous in Israel. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oxurgis, tribe of Judah, nation of Israel. And today I'll be reading out of Ruth, chapter 4, verses 15 through 21. And it reads, "And he shall be unto thee a restorer of thy life, and a nourisher of thine old age. For thy daughter-in-law, which loveth thee, which is better to thee than 7 sons, hath borne him. And Naomi took the child, and laid it in her bosom, and it became nurse unto her. And the woman, her neighbors, gave it a name, saying, There is a son born to Naomi, and they called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, and the father of David. Now these are the generation of Perez. Perez begot Hezron, and Hezron begat Ram. And Ram begat Amminadab, and Amminadab begat Nahshon, and Nahshon begat Salmon, and Salmon begat Boaz, and Boaz begat Obed. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Brother Van.
Shabbat Shalom.
The nation of Judah. I'm picking up from Ruth 4, chapter 4, verse 22. And Obed got Jesse, and Jesse got David. Now on Samuel, 1 Samuel, chapter 1, verse 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramoth Zephion of Mount Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Eliham, the son of Tuluham, the son of Zopham, and Ephraimite. And he had two wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shishah. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all his sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah, but the Lord has shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore, for to make her fret, because the Lord has shut up her womb. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Brother King, nation of Israel, tribe of Judah. I'll be reading 1 Samuel chapter 1, verses 7 to 13. And as he did so year by year, when she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Then said Elkanah, her husband, to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli, the priest that sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord, and she was in bitterness of soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life. And there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart, only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All praise.
So I'm gonna read this part in Jeremiah, but where Jeremiah is at, what I'm gonna go into, this is Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 13. We're just gonna get straight to the cut of it, but Jeremiah is talking about the persecutors that are rebelling against us is not gonna happen, but he's giving them praise. So just to cut to the chase of the precept we're gonna read, this is Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 13. And if you go back a couple precepts, you'll understand where that shows that no matter what's going on, our God is with us all the time. We gotta give His glory. It'll be hard and dazed in your thoughts and your mind to do that. But this is a spiritual realm that we operate in, and we just learning that better. That's how we get to know better. That's why we're peculiar people. They just look at us like, why want to read the Bible all the time? What's wrong with you? But this is why, because it's how we get fed. So it says, "Sing unto the Most High, praise ye the Most High, for He hath delivered the soul of the poor from the hand of the evildoers." So all of us will be taken care of. Because if you look at the word poor, it's not just physically poor, it's spiritually poor. It's where they try to steal your strength. And this is going to happen all the time. All the storms in the night day. We're going to get into that because David gets into it, and we're going to see it in this lesson how it happens. But let's sing. Let's sing till let's get the choir ready. Give us praise.
I can sing to you this song. I just wanna say that I love you more than anything. Hold me in your arms. You are my shelter from the storm. When all my friends were gone, you were right there all along. I never known a love like this before. I just wanna say that I love you more than anything. I love Messiah. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. I love a higher. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. I love a higher. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. I love a higher. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. I love a higher. I worship and adore you. Just want to tell you, Lord, I love you more than anything. Lord, I love you more than
Praise the Most High, because it, you see how the different songs are, how our spirit is, how what it does for us. That one makes you think a little more. Another one keeps you going and go, but that one's more in the spirit to get you in thought, which is a blessing to understand how. When we first start to understand the love of the Most High, that's just a part of it. And this song this wisdom will get more to it. But it's hard because you come to the church and listen to music, you think that's all it's for, but it's more to it. There's not a lot more to it because it's always Most High's word. So, in getting into today's lesson, the title of the lesson is Envy Not the Sinner. So, a lot of us have a lot of thoughts about envy, maybe now, some length of days, maybe think about envy, how it is, what it's about. But the scriptures tell us directly what it is, and what the lesson is built on is understanding, like, not to get there, but everybody can fall back and slide back on envy. It's there. It's a continual battle. But to realize it first, what it is first, and then battle it every day, piece at a time, one piece at a time. And we're going to look at the precepts to understand. We're going to look at Paul real quick to see what Paul says about what it is. Is it spiritual or is it of the flesh? Is it from a demon? We're going to look at something real quick in Galatians chapter 5, because he tells us what is of the spirit and what is in the flesh. And if it's of this world, then it has to be something that has dominion of this world. So we'll look at Galatians chapter 5 real quick. And if you can read, sir, we'll read it through. I mean, there's a lot to it, but we're going to get to it. Galatians chapter 5 is 16 to 21. The 21 is going to be the one where we get to where we're at today. So Galatians chapter 5, and you can start at verse 16, sir, and go to 21.
The book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
So it's the lust of the flesh. So that's what it is. There's envy, and there's a lot more in there that's of the flesh. But today's lesson is envy, because we have to be able to handle and control every one of these in pieces and parts that happen in ourselves, because it's in us. It's a part in us. Keep going, sir.
17. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these two are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law.
Because the law is built, if you look more strongly at it, to the flesh. We have to understand this. The law is giving us clarity of what we got to battle. Everything that's coming through, that's what the law does. It gives you that. The spiritual part of it, though, if you're in the Spirit, you ain't battling the law. You know the law. I know I got to do 55 miles an hour, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not breaking it. I'm not going faster than I have to. It's just what it is. You know, I know this is the in part, or I walk in. I know this is the out part. I'm not out of order or anything like that. Or it becomes like that. You don't have issues. Nobody's going to stop you and say, hey, you can't be here. This is not your path. You're not supposed to be here. You can go. You go about your way, be about your way. So the flesh, though, is constant. So we really understand that envy, which is a piece of this, is what it is. And this really, when we get into Psalms, you're going to see some stuff that's kind of graphic. It's pretty hard what we are describing as. But if you be led by the Spirit, you're not under the law. Keep going, sir.
You're not under the law. And we know that the law was not created for the righteous. Oh, wow. So the law is for the things that we're about to go into. Now the works of the flesh are these, are made manifest. Which are these? This is what the law is created for. Adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envy.
And it brings up the beginning of that chapter. This is what we're getting to today. Envy. Keep going, sir.
Murderers, drunkenness, revelings, and such alike, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in time past. They which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High God.
And so, what Paul's saying, because obviously the precepts become more, right? So, how can we inherit the kingdom when we're not even operating as a kingdom person right now? That's why it is like that. Because if you can't be in the kingdom acting like this. If you can't do it now, not operating like that, we can't make it there either. So this is the piece we gotta just battle. It just happens like that. It's spiritual. It's in the spirit. Because we worship in the spirit of truth. So if we want to be out of order with him, then there's other things that happen. But again, learning every one of these pieces, because as we grow, the world has us. We're looking at the lesson how the world has programmed us to say that these things are okay. And it's not okay. And just to look at envy, the word envy as a whole, and this is from 1828 Noah's dictionary. I'm just going to get a piece of it. It says because there's a lot to envy about this, and the scripture is going to manifest and show everything either way. It says to fret or grieve oneself at the real or supposedly superiority of another, so you think somebody is doing way better than you. Envy. you think what they have is better than you. And to hate them on account of that, even though you look at them, you may look at the vehicle, you may look at the man, the sister, how their household looks, like that's like that. But inside, it really is that. Like you just like, it's envy to them to be like, man, it's the flesh. And now we know it's of the world, and it's a spiritual attack. So you literally want their head. You literally take your head off and want to wear their head. You literally, because when we go through the precepts, it's your spirit and your heart and your thoughts. So you literally just saying, but the Most High gave me, this ain't good enough. This isn't right. But he got so much for us, but you literally like, I want to wear his head. I want to wear her head. I want to have what she has. It's that. It's a spirit demon behind that does it's just flesh. It's just flesh. So
all right, family, I'm just going to read 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 9 through, just in regards to what was said as far as the law. Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man or woman, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly, and for sinners, for unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, for whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers, for liars, for perjured persons. And if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed power of Ahia, which was committed to my trust.
Now we know the law applies to envy. Just one of them, there's a lot of them. So you can take the law and look at it, and it works with it. Because, and where Deep's going to with that is because as a whole, Israel as a whole, because it's called a fidelity, like a clause that the Most High put in us in Matthew, in Deuteronomy, like if you do this, the blessings, if you do this, the curses. It's a law that we were supposed to understand that if you step out on me, this was going to happen. All these things are going to happen. But we stepped out with envy, we step out through hate, we step out of him on anger, like all these things that we said, the lust, all this stuff like that. But the law is going to show us how to deal with envy. And there's the law to show us how to, all the ones that Deacon spoke up in Corinthians and the ones in Galatians, we got a path. We got a way to understand it. So, we're going to get into Job, and Job's going to have quite a bit to say and some reading on him. We're going to be in Psalms, so there's going to be some working through it to get an understanding of it. But literally just look at it as one, you're literally giving up your head, your spirit, to try to fit somebody else's head on you. This is what it is. You just, and there's a demon involved with this in this other world. This is the flesh. It's a constant attack. And there's all of these that were named is really literally that. But we're given the power to subdue it. So we're trying to understand to be godly, right? That's why we got this battle. Because our God understands all these things. Yeshua came and showed us that we know how to do it. And this is what it is. It's the godliness we have to be able to be worthy to get into the kingdom. And this is what the law is for. We just make it makes it a lot easier to understand it. So let's get this first commentary, sir.
Envy not the sinner. Commentary reads, there are no shortages of temptation these days, and it seems as if no matter what perversion you could think of, there is somebody into it. With such a broad path to destruction and so many flavors of sin, it can be hard to resist the flesh, being the path into the kingdom is so narrow. In the world, we just partake in sin and don't care too much about the consequences. But in the truth, many think about the consequences and still desire to partake in sin. The reality is, this double-minded mentality is a common thing, and many fall from the truth because they envy the options that sinners have to partake in. Being the path is broad. We must not forget the righteous reasons we came into the truth, and also not forget that the sinners will have their day of judgment.
So, we don't have any room to say, like Paul would say, because he always tells us we'll be ignorant. Ignorant don't mean you're dumb, you can't be trained. Ignorance just didn't know. And that's why Paul put the letters all the time. We're not having ignorant, just like in Timothy, just like in Galatians. We got no room. But now that we understand, like I said, it's you're putting up when you're training the spirit, you're getting the spirit to the flesh. This is just all pieces that you get. The whole armor Ephesians talks about. This is just to put some more armor on. But envy is today's topic of what we're getting into. And when you read and we're going to go into Job right away. Job chapter 18. When it says him, when it says her, if you look at that, it's made for men and women. So I know a lot of precepts always say him and he shall, but it's for all. It's for all. So when he's reading it, he can't stop and say him, her, him should. We're not into that today's wisdom. It's the Hebrew. This is us. When these letters are written. So, and the letters and the books that were written. So Job chapter 18, verse 5. If you can go 18 to 7, sir, and we'll get the rest of it. So we're going to go all the way to 18. It's a lot, Job. 18 to 21, but we're just going to try to chop it to this in timely, get it done in a good time. And I'm going to make this announcement too. We do have a fire drill at the end of service today. So we would do it during the beginning of service, but today, because of time and this lesson and for health reasons of everybody else, we get in and out, we're not in and out, stuff like that. We're gonna do the fire drill at the end. So let's keep going, sir.
Job chapter 18 and verse 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall not be put out with him. And his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his counsel shall cast him down.
And what he's saying here is, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, his candle shall be put out. So there is an end, this wicked ending. So Job, he describes so much. Job goes into a lot to think about, and if we don't think about that ending to ourselves, because of really how Job broke it down like that, we gotta look at it like that too. We really gotta have that kind of thought mindset of I know there's something else here besides being here, and that's the kind of thinking it takes to conquer envy, to conquer all these feelings. Because if you just want to be like, oh, the lesson was great, envy, this is that. It takes thought, but through the precepts. And we got it. And it don't mean like everybody thinks all you do is stay the Bible, the scriptures, all you know. We eat it every day. The Most High has been given to us every day, all the time. So the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. No question asked, that's what's going to happen. And the steps of his strength shall be straightened. And straightened, his strength, that means it's going to be narrow. That means it'll be taken from him. And his own counsel shall cast him down. So you can look that up in the Strongs, because there's a lot to understand with Job and what he's talking about. But straighten means that it becomes narrow, but his strength is half. He may have a big, strong thoughts about what he was, but the wicked, it comes down to nothing, because the Most High is going to show him nope, you ain't got no strength, nothing of you. And it says that his counsel shall be cast down. Everything he thought, the Most High is going to show him, no, that is not of you, that is not from you. So Job, like I said, it takes a little bit to, we're going to piece it as we can. So we're reading 18 and 8 through 13, sir.
Verse 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
So again, see how he's really thinking about the wicked, right? But is he looking at it to say like, you're a wicked person, whatever, that's what you are? He just knows I can't be like this. He's looking at it where he's looking at it from his own side, how to look at it. We can know that people are wicked. We can know that they're ahead of us. We can know that and we're getting to these precepts coming forward, that how can they be, life can be easy for them when they're wicked people. What is that about? But we just, in the beginning, Job said they think they're right, but they're not. Because they don't understand the spiritual realm. The God, our Father higher, they don't understand. They don't understand it. But what's being given to them by the demons in the world that was there, they understand it. So it says, the gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. A snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. It's all a matter of time. These things that happen. It says, terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. So, you ever been in a situation where you can't figure something out, and you're just trying to move, and you're this way and that way? That's what this person's doing, is he just can't get his mind right. A person or a woman can't get their mind right because he's like, I'll try this, will I do that, where am I at? This is all gonna happen. Everything's gonna be, and the things gonna happen. So when these happen, like to the wicked, all we can do is pray for them, like our God told us to do. Yeshua told us to do. These things are gonna happen. And it says his strength shall be hunger bitten. So that's when it gets eaten away. His strength, it says, shall be hunger bitten. So in other words, some evil spirit or some thought is actually pulling his strength away. What could it be? A wicked person that has it. Because we can have our strength hunger bitten by a storm, electricity going out, not having food in our cabinets, things like that. But this evil person that has all these things will lose it all, and that's when they get back to their minds. People jumping out of buildings because they can handle it. Those type of thinking, and that's just all. This is how far he gets into it, and it gets into the death and destruction of a person. And it says destruction shall be ready at his side, because he's like, welcome to it. I can't take this. Verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of his death shall devour his strength. So that was something where I was looking at this, oh wow. So the firstborn of death is talking about the worst disease than cancer or anything like that. That's what's taking the skin. Like death has already got a lot of ways to get to us. But it says the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. So whatever's from Hades, whatever's hell, the strongest one that can take you is that one. So if you want to say cancer is the strongest one, if you want to say liver disease is the strongest one, you want to know which one would it be that death has is the firstborn of death. That's what he's going into. So the worst one from Hades is the one that would devour his strength and his skin. That's what's getting him. That's what's going to happen. I know Job takes a little more time to get into understand him, but this is why our thinking, why do Job think like this? That's what we got to get to understand. Why envying, so you can lock down envy real good when you start thinking like this. Because you can't take nothing with you to the kingdom, you know that. So it doesn't have to be something physical. It can be spiritual. Like, hey man, how come I don't have that perfect, so-called perfect looking marriage, or perfect looking conditions, or perfect relationship with mother and father, perfect conditions with my sisters, or perfect conditions with my brothers, or perfect conditions with my nephews, my nieces, my own daughters, my own son. Why isn't it perfect? It isn't like that. It's work. Because we got all this on us. All this stuff is attacking them like it's attacking us. Let's keep going, sir. I think, what did we stop at 12, right? 13, okay, so it shall devour the strength of his skin, and the firstborn of his death, and that death, exactly like I said, it's a pestilence, it's a ruin, it's gonna eat him away. That's that crazy disease that it could be that takes him, even the firstborn of death, whatever that wicked disease or anything like that that's concocted, that's there. That's what it does. So let's go. Job 18 and 14. And let's just finish it off, sir, 21.
14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branches be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be anointed at his day, and they that went before him were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High God.
Yeah, that's what it is. He don't know the Most High. He don't know that confidence that it's talking about in verse 14 shall be rooted out of his tabernacle. So that's his security. That's his refuge. That when you're confident, you think you're solid. The Most High takes things away from. He gives and takes away all day. But a lot of men believe like, hey, I'm gonna keep going, and they believe like, oh, because maybe I've lost some big money here. I mean, look, we're talking about people that have a lot of things. Like, they still will make moves and try to gain more or get more, but physically, what they have to go through, they're losing. They don't understand that. They don't understand what that is spiritually. You may have empires or real estate and all these things like that. You may have taken a loss on this, and now you got to try to flop something or do something, and then you gain back here and lose sleep. There's so much there that they believe. That's what the part is in the mind where they thinking they're right, and then it gets into it further in Psalms where they have that thought. But the refuge, it says his confidence will root out his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors, because trying to figure out how to hold on to everything. Because it makes him crazy, because he got no defense and how to deal with it. He said, man, how did I lose all this? What happened? Yeah. And it says, it shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. So it's all going to be destroyed, and he's just going to be looking at it and not understanding it. It says his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above all his branch be cut off. There's like way more to go into with him on this, but it's just utterly taken. It says his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. So that's something else. How envy, when a person gets envied, as soon as they're dead, there ain't no envy no more. It's over with. Envy's conquered when that person is dead. Then you got to envy them no more. They're gone with that person. But the spirit of envy is still here, because they're just like, man, there will be a lot. We're gonna keep going.
That's what I was gonna say though. So we see that all the time where somebody has, whatever looks good to the flesh, you know what I mean? Whether it's wealth or little riches they get on the streets or whatever. Everybody knows this person. Everybody wanna be a part of this person. But then as soon as that person dies, you see what I'm saying? His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street, he or she. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you'll be out there for the first bloom release. Second bloom release, there'll be 2-3 people, or the person that just want to host the bloom release. Because everybody done forgot about this person. Because he has nothing else to offer. Whether it's just, pleasant on the eyes or whatever the case may be. Don't nobody know you, but ain't nobody gonna remember the wicked. Especially once this earth is passed away.
Verse 18. It says, he shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. Like nothing. So vengeance is of the Most High. He takes care of all this stuff. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were frightened. I'm like, man, what happened here? What happened to this? What? surely such are the dwellings of the wicked. And this is the place of him that knoweth not the Most High. And whether they know him a little bit or know him not at all, because how their understanding of wisdom, like they can say they know the Most High, but through wisdom, if you don't understand him, you don't know him. And so there's just a lot there. Like Job has a lot. There's just a lot there. So let's get this commentary, sir.
Commentary reads, at the end of all this confusion, the wicked shall be cast into a pit of destruction, never to be remembered again, along with their wicked generations. We have to keep these things in our minds before we get caught up on social media, which is designed to fuel sin and to fuel the desire to want things that are unfruitful. Too many people suffer from depression by following other people's lives online and their false realities that they profess to their followers. If these people were happy with their lives, they wouldn't need followers to feel validated.
But obviously, to this day, even going forward, any actor, anybody they look like they're happy. I was looking at who's that guy, Anthony Bourdain. This guy traveled the world and ate food, and he was depressed. And I was like, what? There's just certain things that you look at that. I'm not saying the man was wicked. I'm just saying when people look at him with envy, this is the spirit of envy. Because you can look at other men that have been gifted things by the Most High and envy a good, righteous person. Because they gave them what they could handle. He gave them what they were able to deal with. But a lot of people, even our body, we can have that where somebody the Most High has entrusted with more, and people be looking at wondering how they're doing it, how they're getting there. How did that happen? And there's nothing wrong with speaking to your brother and sister and getting some counsel, getting some help, like whatever it may be, because there's got to be something that's there. But obviously, serving the Most High is number one. He will make it all clear to you. Like, you can talk to them, but the Most High will make it clear. And Yeshua made it clear to us already, like food, raiment, and shelter. Because he shortened the time. Nobody will gotta live here 1,000 years rocking out for him. Just gotta get done what we gotta do for him. So we're getting into this Forbes.com. It's just some research that has to do about depression, social media. Let's just go through it, sir. You can read it from the top.
Research links heavy Facebook and social media usage to depression.
And depression is a side thing of envy, because you're like, man, I'm never gonna have that. I'm never gonna have the things that I should be, that people should be like, put me up on. I should be at this part of my pay. I got an education now, so this is what the education says I should be, because that's what they do. If you're an electrician, this is how much an electrician makes. If you're a carpenter, carpenters get paid this. If you're a PhD person, this is the rate, all pay rates, all these things like that. So what happens is, if anybody finds out where you titles that you went to school, put some time in, and got done, they just look at you like money. Like, he's making like 100 G's. He's making. That's the first thing everybody wants to look at. Not that they're able to take care of the family, not that they're able to do something. The first thing you want to look at is what you're cracking. How you're getting everything like that. So these things stay there no matter what. It isn't even a personal thing. It just gets there. So this depression gets into it. So let's look at this, sir.
Well, then that's what envy is. That's why the Father tell us we read the commandments and it say, "Thou shalt not covet." That's all it is being covered to it. Research at the University of the School of Medicine recently conducted a study about the effects of social media habits on moods of users. The research determined that the more time young adults use social media, the more likely they are to be depressed. The findings from this study potentially help clinical professionals aid depressed patients.
And it said adults. Keep going, sir. This is adults, so you should have some reasoning. You should be able to do some thinking. You got some days in your life. These are adults. They talk. This is a study from adults. They ain't saying children. Keep going, sir.
Compared against users that view social media less frequently. Participants that use social media very frequently have 2.7 times the likelihood of depression. And compared to people that spent less time, participants that spent the most total time on social media throughout the day had 1.7 times the risk of depression. The researchers also accounted for the possible factors of depression, including age, gender, race, relationship status, living conditions, education levels, and household income.
So they built
Yeah,
a whole so they built a study with all the pieces built in. So you can't say, well, when you get older, you're gonna learn, you should have more age, you're all right. Or the gender, well, men are gonna have more no matter what, that's the way it is. Or race, well, because I can't, they ain't gonna help us out anyway, we just stuck. Like they built all that into this study to look at it, and it still comes out the same, depression. And these are adults. Let's keep going, sir.
It is possible that people who are depressed use social media to fill a void. According to lead author Lu Yi Lin, however, exposure to social media can cause depression, which leads to more social media usage. Why would heavy social media usage cause depression? The exposure to highly idolized representations of peers on social media elicit feelings of envy and distorted belief that others lead happier, more successful lives, says the study. People that engage in activities of little meaning on social media makes them feel like they are wasting time. Spending more time on social media increases exposure to cyberbullying, thus causing feelings of depression. And social media fuels internet addiction, which is considered a psychiatric condition linked to depression.
So it's a psychiatric condition, or if you're addicted to the internet. It's the psychology that they're looking at, that they did the data. And it says that there's a distorted belief that others lead happier, more successful life is distorted. I've had that where people would post something with filters, and then they would meet them, and you can't recognize who it is. They're like, yeah, that's me. And I'm looking, I'm trying to be kind. I'm like, this I happen to me. I'm like, oh. Because you get these icons out for your emails and stuff like that, and then people put filters on the icons. And I'm like, I met him, he's like, well, how come you don't have any pictures down? I'm like, I haven't been, my job doesn't require it, so I don't want that. There's just a little D for down chicks. That's what I mean. Just see the D there or whatever, that'll be it. You just get that. So, don't need all that. So let's get this commentary, sir.
There it is in the headlines for all to see. Envy develops due to a distorted reality of what others may have at their disposal, as opposed to what the follower may have. Most people's lives, I know somebody that get on social media, like, I'm gonna say at least 4 times a week. He's always got on somebody else's chain or their ring. I done been with him. It's actually a family member of mine. But I've been with him. You know what I mean? And he might have on a little ring, but he have on the real shiniest thing. He'd be like, you wouldn't get killed. Like, where that chain that you had on social media? But if he's somebody else's, and he be rocking it like it's his. We out here doing it. I told y'all. Boy, y'all been, you know what I mean? For real. Every week, I had to stop looking at him. Like, every time I see him, you know, I be praying for my cousin. I'm telling you, I don't want nobody to hurt him. My first cousin. people's lives are a lie. And the sooner we realize that, the better. Even in the truth, we still get stuck into this social media to the point we get depressed and want what others have when all these things claim are corrupt. Even when you see married people sometimes on social media, you know what I mean? And that wife might be like, hey, look at them, I want to do this, I want this, I want that. You be like, man, I ain't living like that. You know what I mean? For real. It be simple things though. It be simple things that they be lying about. But it looks good to the eye because it's all you see.
Or happens at work. How come your husband don't take you there, or your wife, or you gotta take your wife here? I'm like, these dudes, what? It's your household. It's your household, how you operate it. It's your wisdom. It is the Most High gave you the wisdom how to operate your household, not somebody else. You know, all of us here will follow what the Most High says, so guess what? Our households will look like the Most High's household, like what he wants. That's all it is. You just follow through. And getting into that, we're going to go into Psalms, chapter 17, verse 8.
Book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings, from the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes, bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Verse 14, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasure. With thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babies. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness.
Because we want to be the image of the Most High. That's what he has for us to do. But we can pray to get strength. Because the disciples, when things are happening, they pray. You know, they had to ask Yeshua, like when Yeshua would tell them, like, forgiveness. So we got to pray for this. You got to pray to understand how to overcome envy. And in fact, after this lesson, just ask him for help to overcome envy. David did it. He says, keep me as the apple of the eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me. From my deadly enemies who compass me about. So there's a lot of in here, and we keep going, but he's asking for a blessing. He's asking for strength. Because they want to take your strength. We read what happens to the wicked, the Most High lets that stuff happen. So if we're being wicked, if we have it on us, our strength is going to be taken from us. We don't have it. Because we're not dwelling in the likeness of the Most High. It says, as for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied, verse 15, when I wake with thy likeness. So that's just what it is. And it's a spiritual realm situation. Like I said, a lot of this in a walk, depending where you're at, it may not come together in your mind yet. It might not, when you're young, you're just like envy. Right? When you get older, you start into spirits. It's different. Here's the thing about envy and spirits from the church right now. Like, you know what being mad is, and you know what being happy is. And you know what makes people happy, you know what makes people mad, you have those thoughts like that. Envy's right there with all those things like that. And envy, though, is not of the Most High, now you can filter it. That's not of him. It is a spirit that he has not for us, that was not for us to have, but is there, and he gives us the power to understand how to control it. So let's go. Let's get this commentary.
Commentary reads, the prophets realized these worldly nations were set over us to chastise us and to have us eventually have those who desire to be righteous seek the Father once more. The wicked have children and are able to leave them an inheritance. And we envy them, but the truth is, their seed is cursed, and they are a burden to the earth.
So the generations that keep going behind them, that keep everything going, they're just gonna keep following what was been laid out for them, the path, and it's a generation of burden to the earth, so it don't matter. Forces, control everything they can, it's like direction or anything, it don't matter.
I was at the hospital one day, the man coming up outside, the man coming up talking out, like, you know what I mean? I was in the streets, you know, that's what it was. Like, so what you gonna do? You can't straddle the fence. He telling this kid you can't straddle the fence. Either you're gonna be a street dude, and I couldn't tell if it was a man, a young woman, that's how he looked. But this is what he was saying. It was going hard on the little boy or girl. I couldn't tell. Like, what you gonna do? Either it's gonna be the streets, or it's gonna be, but they went on in so I couldn't hear the other side of it. But I went in there, sat down, waiting, you know, but I was like, this is wild. Because why would you want them to be? You see what the streets gave you. I'm looking at how you walking in and complaining about it. You still must not have nothing anymore, because that thing only lasts so long. Even if you make out unscathed. If you don't transfer that wealth into some type of righteous system, you finished anyway. But you don't follow fast thousands, they don't last long. Not how you look at it. Well, a few people like it. Now don't know what to do with their life. But they always been the man or the woman, you know what I mean? So now you get around and you all operate around. Boy, remember that time when you look, boy? You know, bro. Now, with all the daddies, there's a moon on the hammer, you know, anyway, what's up with that?
It's good because we understand the day, that's the daily situation. So like the daily situation is, it's just going operating in the world. Explain it to our last day, we go with system and over the light. We're going to see that too, but child wants to light that way. We do have this and stuff like that. It goes to Psalms chapter 19. If you look at how, this is something that he puts in this verse, how the ground and everything else will pay their job. And then it gets to us how we're supposed to understand how to operate. Because Dave talks about everything here about the heavens and everything earth. And then when it comes to us, we're actually doing it, but we're doing it. So I pray, our Father who art in heaven, the kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And I pray that his will be done when the sun's doing his job, the moon's doing his job, everything's job, while we do our job. Let's look at how this reads now. We got to tell you how David was thinking about this. Psalm 19, 1, sir, and 2, 6.
Psalm 19:1. That is the glory of life, and the firmament show his handiwork.
So it's his handiwork because stays in those guys to do. He made it, he created it. They're declaring his works, like what they're supposed to do. They do the job every day. He rules it.
Verse 2. They take her speech, and not your knowledge. No be clean, but their voice not heard. Find all her, and her word to end over. And them that set a tabernacle of the sun, which is a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoices as a strong man from the grave. His going forth is from the end of that, and his service unto the end of it. There is nothing hid from the earth.
And so everybody sees the sun, everybody sees the moon, all the stars, everything like that. They all hold their states. We do have some that leave their states. We talked about that too. These are the talk one day about the wind, the rain. It has its time. Trees keep growing. You know, everything will populate on both sides as we do. Earth do, everything's doing. But let's look at what David continues to keep going. You know, opening up with something like that. But now as he's going to from 7 to 11, sir. Go ahead, sir.
So even the apocalypse of Paul, it tells where the sun wanted to come down low, scorch everything that was unrighteous. You know, if I said, nah, I know all things, and you know, I'm gonna give them mercy and grace to try to get this thing right, and if they don't, there will be judgment. So imagine if it allowed the sun to come all the way down. Okay. They all follow and obey though, that's the point. The son didn't say, you know what, nah, I hear you, Father, but they gotta learn, you know what I mean? So,
Yes.
obedience.
Yes, sir. And what you're saying there too, that the son as a spirit or whatever he wants to help develop it, has an anchor, because it's anchored for the Most High. but he had to learn how to control it. So now we're getting the water for that, because now we're getting into like how special the Most High looks at us. His kidney is the apple of your eye. How can that be? So let's look at this. Let's see how he tells us to keep it.
Verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yeah, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is the servant warned, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward.
So that's it. That's our job. That's our part. We mirror. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping them there is great reward. But that's faith. You know, that's faith to have God, to get to that, to understand it. It's be like that faith, and for somebody that's new to understanding, that's like faith. People believe like that direct deposit, but don't believe that. So your faith is more to the spirit. It's a different realm. The direct deposit might be something you could actually, know or have you know that it should be there, that it came into your account. But what we give to the Most High, that's how you can filter out how you live in your life. It's totally spiritual, totally different. And we got it right here. The law, the statutes, commandments, His judgments, all true, righteous. That's how we serve Him. Not that we can't have no life, not we can't have no house, not that you can't have a car, not that you can't have anything like that at all. Nothing like that at all. It's just we're supposed to be the ones, and we're going to get into later on. Shai tells us like how we're not supposed to be hiding that way. But let's get this conversation.
I'm going to read. By the Most High's law, we are warned, so that we may avoid the judgment to come. And the world also has been warned. The Bible has been the #1 seller for decades, and still the world acts as if they have no knowledge of the Most High's statutes.
And obviously, wisdom is increasing right now. But even though it increased, it's still got to be operated with. The knowledge. So you can have all that, but it's got to be operated with. It's got to be shown how to do it. It's got to, you got to be able to look at that bicycle and learn how to ride the bicycle. And don't forget how to ride that bicycle. The spirit, it's got to stay. It just got to stay. So let's move on. Let's go to Yeshaya, what he says, what he tells us about things that can happen or things that are in this walk. Because he's warning. There's a warning. because these things will happen. And it's a warning because it is going to happen. So let's look at Luke 21, verses 34 through 36.
Book of St. Luke, chapter 21, verse 34. Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with suffering, surfeiting, and drunkenness, and cares of this life, so that the day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
So, it says take heed. It is a warning. Messiah knows it's going to happen. We've been warned a lot. We've been warned in Mount Sinai not to come up to the mountain. Moses had to warn the people not to come up to the mountain. And then the Moses had to tell them, no, go down there and stop them. So we get warned a lot. We've been getting warned a lot for a while. It says, take heed to yourselves, lest any time in your hearts. So really, where's that at? Your thoughts in your mind. Your spirit that dwells in you. If that changes, if it be overcharged with surfeiting. So surfeiting is like some habitual lewdness. It's like unlawfulness that's what we just read. Anything we're not keeping. It's indulgence. It's lust. It's all in parts. Like your heart can go there first. Your mind can go there first, and then you're going to do it. Because sin has a path. If you believe like, oh, I just go one time and I'll be okay. I can go here, I'll be all right. And then it says, and if this happens and you're drunkenness and the cares of his life, and so that day comes upon you unaware, you don't even know that day will be the day that the Most High called. It'll just be there. You just don't know. It ain't worth it to risk it. It isn't there. But here it is. You've been warned. So when we go with that righteous judgment, because we just read it, it's a righteous judge. We got nowhere to go. We got no wiggle room. Like the elder was teaching, we got no loopholes. No loopholes. So he says, for as a snare it shall come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. It's going to be there. It's a snare. It's a set. It's going to happen. This is going to happen. So again, he went from take heed to watch ye. It's going to happen. Watch ye therefore and pray always that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man, because it's always calling. No matter where you're at in your life, the part of your life, it always wants you to go back to it. It's always there. The demons, spirits, whatever, loneliness, envy, all this is the opening to all these things that can happen. So let's get this conversation. Keep moving.
When you look to party or hang or operate amongst the lawless, judgment will come upon you in a time you are unaware, and not expecting it, because your mind is only focused on wickedness. If you look to escape the harsh things which shall come upon the wicked, you must be diligent.
Because like I said, you literally like lose your head when you do these things. And when you lose your head, guess what? You lost your walk. And guess what? You ain't on a narrow path no more. Because you're all over the place. So there's just a lot of things to look at like that. But let's keep moving on. We're gonna go into Psalms. Go ahead, sir.
So even, and this be the thing, like when we come out of this world, right? There's always people we know, it's people we love. You see what I'm saying? That we want to still be around. And we had trouble with that sometimes. Or you might be like, he's a good person, she's a good person. You see what I'm saying? But good to who? Because it don't line up with who God said is good, which we know being righteous or follow his commandments make you better. But he's the only good one according to Christ. So that's what we got to be mindful of. Quit trying to hold people that's not living how the Most High wants us to live as good people, because you knew them in a former life. So when you come out the water, it's supposed to be like, these are people I knew in a former life. And now they can still come over here where you at on the righteous side of things and still live according to the Father. That way they not a stumbling block to you, or now they see you doing something that you don't got no business doing. You see what I'm saying? Now you're a stumbling block to them. I knew they weren't really about that God like they was talking about. I'm telling you, it works every time like that. We just gotta be mindful. Like I moved away from my own family for at least 5 years. Because I wasn't strong enough to be around them. Because I knew I would fall back into something, you know what I mean? That they can hold over my head. So that's what we gotta be mindful of, family. Yeah, they good people. When you was in the world, they was good. They lined up good in the world. But on this side of things, a lot of us will be counted as fiddle, according to the Father, if we don't come over into what we're supposed to be doing. That's what it boils down to.
Yes, sir, because that's what the precept says, your patience possess your soul, because that's what you're doing, you be patient, you be watching. Then you don't love them best. You're using wisdom, and that takes time. You gotta operate slowly. You know, the day that's been given to you is between you and the Most High, not you and them. He's jealous. He says he's a jealous God. So that's how our decision got to be made. But yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm talking about it took 5 years, I'm sorry. 5 years for me to go over it one time. And then maybe twice in another year, you know what I mean? Like, and I still don't hardly go around.
Hey,
And I think I'm strong enough to do it.
Hey, but D,
But I don't want to be around it.
the hard thing is because when you get that strong, that light, to be honest, then it's like, you don't talk about why? I can't swear now. I gotta watch what I'm saying.
Here come this.
Yeah, that's why. It's just like, I gotta watch what I'm saying. I'm just gonna leave the room. You ain't gonna say nothing, but you'll leave the room. Because then you look at like the old you like, oh, put my hands to you, man, what's wrong with you? Look at all that. But nah, it's not that. But that's what it is, that light that we're dealing with. But some will, because Most High, like, and like, he's getting to like the prayers, he hardens hearts and he softens hearts. So all our family, like there's some of my family that don't have an understanding that walk. Like they'll come back to him, but they don't have it fully, but at least they're coming. At least they're coming to Christ. They're coming to get some understanding. So that's what be patient with. Yeah. And you know, it's wisdom. It's just wisdom.
This is progression.
Yes, sir.
And then you see that progression when they say, oh, my fault, I didn't mean to say it like that. Excuse my language. That's a little piece of progression. Because at first they ain't care.
So, what we got? Proverbs 22:7. Yes, sir. Proverbs 22:7.
For the Proverbs chapter.
No, I'm sorry, Psalms 22:7. You think it's
Right.
wisdom? Talking about wisdom.
Right.
Yeah, really about wisdom. Psalms 22
For the
and
Psalms.
27.
22 and 27. I'm sorry. I got these glasses. I told him, I'll be like, I'm right here reading like this. So now I'm trying to readjust every time. It's like they get worse and worse. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord. And all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. For the kingdom of the Most High. For the kingdom is the Most High, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon the earth shall eat and worship. All they that go down to the dust shall bow before him. And none can keep alive his own soul. A seed shall serve him. It shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come, and they shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born.
So yeah, this psalm prophecy is us now. We're this people, we're this seed, we're this generation. But all the ends of the world, let's get this commentary, sir.
At the end of all this confusion, we must remember that Yeshua shall rule this earth under the Father. There is no other being besides the Father that controls whether you live or die. He will set up his Son to rule over the world, and there is no one who can stop this from happening.
So, no cryogenic, freeze your brain, whatever the world's feeding, it ain't gonna happen. Because it is not of the Most High, because the original was the flesh, the body, everything was put into this vessel, this temple. And then they're gonna try to save and change, but it's not. The AI can't be AI without us. It just, a lot of realizations of it. A lot of people are looking at it differently, and they wanna start feeding us into a mind like it's stronger than us, it has great, it's not, because it can't do nothing. And AI can't do nothing without electricity, and you can't run without power. It needs all these other things that happen, but it's still about the creation of the Most High put to have dominion in this world. Man, woman, child. So, let's see. Stayed in Psalms, chapter 49. We're gonna go 1 through 14, but if you can go 1 through 5, sir, please, and then we'll keep going down.
For the Psalms, 49 and 1. Hear this, all ye people. Give ear, all you inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark sayings upon the harp. Wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about?
So he's declaring this, right? Hear this, all you people give ear, all you inhabitants of the world, all people, both low and high, rich and poor together. He says, my mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. He knows that he's talking about the Most High. This is continually, because this is not how it has to go down. My mouth's going to speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart, my brain, my thoughts, everything I'm with, everything that comes out, shall be of understanding. Through the Most High. How it comes through him, right? Because I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark sayings upon my heart. I'm going to sing all this. This is a part of it, like he said. It's going to come out of my mouth. I'm thinking it, meditation of this parable. I'm gonna sing this on the heart. He says, wherefore should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall be compassed about me? So as evil keeps chasing me all over the place, this is how I'm gonna be. Praising the Most High and singing it and giving him his glory through all of it. He says it's on my heels. So the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about. With a question. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm standing on, world. This is what I'm standing on, world. Evil's about me, all over my feet, all of my life. Everywhere I go in my life is there, chasing me. He's making a statement with that in a question. So let's keep going. Psalms 49 and 6 through 12, sir.
Verse 6. They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them that can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to the Most High God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious, and it ceaseth forever. That he should still live forever, and not see corruption. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish.
So they trust in their wealth, right? So everything they have, in verse 6, they boast themselves in the multitude of their riches. None of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to the Most High a ransom for him. So he can't buy your way out of nothing. Like, this is just all reason. This is David's life is just talking about this. Like, how do you not know this? But because they're blind and clouded, they believe that there's a path that they can do. That they'll be beyond the Most High with AI, that they can be beyond the Most High with cryogenics, that he should still live forever and see no corruption. Like, I can beat it. I can beat that destruction. I can beat the pit of death. I can beat Hades. I can beat whatever. That's how I believe. For he seeth that wise men die likewise in full, and the brutish person perish and leave their wealth to others. So they know about all these things. They see all these things like that. Their inward thought is that their house shall continue forever. Like, whatever I build, whatever I have in me, I'm gonna keep going with it. Nothing can take it from me. Nothing. I'm good. And their dwelling places to all generations. They call the land after their own names. They're going to name everything about themselves. Like, this is how the thought process of David's saying this. Like, it's evil. It's all wicked. And we envy them. That's the thing. That's what David's, if you look at the lesson, we envy this kind of thinking. We envy that kind of thinking, that a person that thinks like this. That's what we got to be clear with. That's why they put this in the lesson. So, nevertheless, man, being an honor abideth not, he is like the beast that perishes. Everyone's gonna die. Animals too. It don't even matter. Everyone's gonna die. It's already gonna happen. And it does happen. And we see it. So like all this logical thinking like David was putting on, why you think he be meditating and dwelling. So when you feel envy, how you know how to cut to it? You start getting them thoughts about something, you know how to cut to it. Man, it ain't gonna go anyway. You could have a 2027 right now, Cadillac, whatever, 2 years from now, it's going to be a 2027, 2 years behind. A brand new house, 2 years from now, is going to be behind. And it needs to be maintained. Everything that man builds has to be maintained. Everything the Most High has, it naturally maintains. Trees are going to grow, the wind's going to keep going, everything's still going to be maintained. So that's kind of logic you can look at when you're driving on the highway, you look at what man builds. And if it ain't maintained, and it doesn't try to get kept, it'll be gone. And what the Most High has for us, that's when you don't look at the envy like, I know there's something more. That'll have you think like, there is something more, because everything else is still rolling that he has built. But we gotta keep putting the roads right, we gotta keep fixing the potholes, we gotta keep doing all these things, we gotta keep, doing things like that, and it's just something to think about how it is. This finishes off Psalms 49 and 13 to 14. So.
Verse 13. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their saying. Selah. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning. And their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling.
So this is the way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their saying. So they may think, because they call it folly, like your folly means you just thought off, you're off. They may think they have it, but it says yet their posterity, like what this situation is, tells the truth. It ain't happening. Their story that they thought how it was gonna end didn't come through. It's a different ending. For posterity, how you think your ending should be. Like, oh, I should have, a wicked man be like, oh, I'll be able to have this much money saved by this time of the year, my life. I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to travel here. I'll be able to say that I went here. I'll be able to say that I went to this mountain, I traveled this land. It don't even come out like that. It don't even come out like that. So it's just like folly in the mind. But hey, they'll hold it down in their mind through their logic. And we look at them and envy that kind of thinking. That's what's crazy. And the Most High said, no. So look how the wisdom straightens us out. Let's keep going. So let's get this commentary.
Commentary reads, we idolize the so-called elite and desire the things that they have and try to live a life that was never meant for us in order to obtain those things. Their possessions are cursed, and so are all those who covet after those things. It's time to wake up, family.
It is what it is when it comes down to it. So all their possessions are cursed, and so are all those who covet after those things. So if it's a curse on the things that they possess, and those who covet after those things, it's the same thing. We get the curse. because we're trying to get at it. But that wake up that the elders talked about, you know, until we have this wisdom, we could never think about it like this. We could never have a really good thought about what it is. Whether it's a chain, you know, everything is out there in the world that's false. You know, think what it is. Let's go to Psalms chapter 73, verse 1. And you look at you know, I look at the way the Psalms are, that it's all praise, like it's a singing. That's what David said, like in his thoughts. So Psalm 73 and 1. Well, this is a psalm of assault. Just go over down 6. I'm trying to look at the time here.
Psalm 73 and 1.
Then you see how it changes when he reads it. So I'm going to help you out with how he reads it in the beginning. He reads it as how good it is. And then he reads, and then he starts talking about how he was foolish and how he was thinking about it, looking at all the other nations. And then at the end of this, what we read, he comes back, he gets his head back. Watch how he gets his head back. So when you read this, you'll catch it. So in the beginning, he's giving the Most High his glory. Like, this is how it takes to be clean from. But then we get into like verse 3. He goes, I was thinking wrong. And then we get further down. He's like, oh, I snapped out of that. I came out of this. So watch how it reads it. Let's get it, sir.
Psalm 73 and 1. Truly, the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
So he's making a statement like that. It's starting out right. Most High is good to Israel. Like he has but here it comes, the but.
But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped.
Almost slipped up. Dropped the ball, thinking how I'm thinking. I changed my head. I gave my head away. I lost my head. I had forgotten. Let's keep going, sir.
Verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish, when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death. No bands. But their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence overcometh them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are run out to them. And they say, how doth the Most High God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly, who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
So he looked at them, right? He looked at everything that he said, for I was envious at the foolish. That's what I'm talking about. Like the precept tells us, like, how can we envy some foolish people? And then he breaks it down and shows everything about their foolishness, and still will be envious of it because of the things they believe. Everything that they have, there's like just so much there. There's like a whole nother piece together. Let's keep going.
Verse 13. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain, and washed my hands in innocence.
So I'm starting to straighten out. I'm waking up from what I just thought I was right, that what was good. I'm starting to bring it back.
For all the day long have I been plagued, and chastened every morning. If I say, I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me.
Because he knows how messed up he was in his mind to think that some envy was good. Like the envy, that wickedness, the envy, to look at them, was like, man, that's how much it busted him up. The person inside to think about it. Like, why was I even thinking like that? Why didn't I even look at that like that? Why can't I even think that? can't take none of that. What they have, they can't take anyway. His thoughts is way clearer now. Let's get to the last one, sir.
Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High God, then understood I therein.
Because that was the Creator's wisdom, not what their wisdom is, not how they live in their life. Got nothing to do with it. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then I understood therein. Until I got the Most High's wisdom. Until I got that, then I got clarity back. But hey, he definitely says, where I was in verse 73:3, where I was envious at the foolish. So we get, he was talking about back then. Yeshua was warning us now about these things, so it's gonna happen. But now we have the understanding of the level of understanding envy is gonna keep growing. You're gonna understand how to overcome it, how to get a hold of it, just like all those parts that we talked about in Galatians and Corinthians, how we overcome it. It's through the Most High. But spiritual realm, that's just the thing that the mind doesn't naturally want to go there, because the world's constantly, we just read it, they're constantly trying to trick us and pull us and take our confidence. That's what it does. YouTube, all this video just pulls it all away. You don't have the strength enough to understand that our God's loving us and Yeshua loves us. It just leaves. Let's get this commentary, sir.
And that's why it's important to show up on the Shabbat, family. Because you may have be having trouble, a question or anything, and you'll get that understanding. That's why it says, until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High God. This is the sanctuary of the Most High God. What you know what I'm saying? You come in, you get that understanding of what it was that was troubling you, or whatever it is, maybe. You know what I mean? There's nothing like being around like-minded people that strive for the same goal. So it took the reality of the word and the Most High's judgment to break this envying of the wicked in this case. The word provides us with the wisdom to see through Satan's tricks, which have been the same for generations. Yet even in the truth, we ignore the word and allow Satan to do the same things to us continuously.
So we're going to move on to Isaiah chapter 13:11, and this is just obviously some more warnings, because again we're some hard heads, and we got to keep, we just got to keep coming at us, because there's a lot of paths that the Most High, like we got no wiggle room to say, well, I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't understand. He will send it through a lot of ways. All the prophets, the books, it's going to come. So Isaiah 13:11 through 20, sir, you read it through, and then we'll get the commentary to explain.
Isaiah 13:11. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore will I shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place. In the wrath of the Most High, the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be the chase road, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So now you can't get them no ransom either. Delight in it. 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men in pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there.
And then there's something about, like I said earlier, about how many times we gotta keep hearing it. And we would be hearing like, okay, he's gonna destroy. Okay, he said he's gonna do this. Okay, he said he's gonna do this to the nations. Okay, he said this to the nations. So, in your science said, in your patience possess your soul. That's a part of it too, to listen. It's a part of it just to listen, no matter how many times he tells, because it's a judgment there that's coming. We ain't gonna have a wiggle room, so it takes patience to understand why he'll aim these people, go through the list, have it there, because it's for everybody. Because everybody be looking for a way out. There ain't no way out. I'm gonna show you like, there is no way out when this judgment comes. So when you hear all these precepts about judgment, what's gonna happen to the evil, what's gonna happen to the wicked, you keep hearing it in all these situations, countries, men, women, families, everything. It's all gonna be covered. So get used to it. This is how it goes. If you hear it, you're like, there we go. We're gonna make sure of that. Because language, the Most High, like in law, that's how language is built up. You want to find a loophole. Well, you didn't say my country. Well, yes, I did. Yes, I did. You didn't say my third generation of my great grandson to what this is gonna. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That's why we'll have to read it, because there's no wiggle room. Let's get this commentary, sir.
If we make the mistake of joining ourselves spiritually with the beast system in Babylon, we will eventually fall by the sword. We must begin to purify our thoughts and learn again, because the judgment is far closer than when we first heard the warnings. And it's almost like, to a degree, right? It's no different than how Satan convinced Eve that they would surely not die, right? So it's almost like the same thing. He convinced us that, nah, you surely won't go to hell. Everybody goes to heaven. You see what I'm saying? Or it won't be that destruction that the scripture just said it would be.
Yeah. Because he loves you. Because he loves everybody. He loves those that keep his commandments. Yeah. Isaiah 14:21 through 24, sir.
Isaiah 14, verse 21. Prepare the slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts. I will cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith the Most High God. I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely I have thought, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
So, it don't mean that he's not going to rule us with signs of bad flooding, no power, get ready, know where it's real, prepare yourselves, prepare your house. It's going to happen. We keep reading these pieces, so now that falls into your next thought process of why the Most High keeps saying this to all the wicked of the nation. But it's a two-edged sword for us to be ready. Be ready for all these things that are coming. It is time. So let's get this commentary, sir.
commentary reads, wake out of your delusion, because Babylon is already done, or America is already done. Live your life for the eternal kingdom to come, because the kingdom of the beast is already fallen. You just may have forgotten. You just may have forgotten. And you having to endure a little longer.
So it's happening right now, and the prophecies that are coming up, and praise the Most High, the elders, that He's using us as servants, our elders as servants, to let us know what's going on. And that's just it. We need to have peace with that. No matter what's going on with the bills, relationships, family, deaths, diseases, illness. I mean, we're all our families being attacked, all that. And we think like, this is too much, but it's not, because we gotta be with the Most High. Because Yeshua said, with Him, all things are possible. You can have to do everything. We just gotta grow. We are in it, but we're not by ourselves, so. And check this out. Isaiah 64 and 4 through 8. And you can read it through, sir.
Isaiah 14.
64.
For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by ears, neither have the eyes seen. O Ahiah, beside thee, what He hath prepared for him that waited for Him.
So there's no, from the beginning of the world, no man have heard nor perceived, looked, and have heard anything, or have seen by eye anything what the Most High has prepared for Him. Nothing from Pixar, nothing from Disney, nothing from Netflix, nothing from Amazon. Like, it can't even be in the realm of any of that. That's how the Most High is. That's our God. It's not even in that realm at all. It's not even there. It says, nor perceive, like, our thoughts are not even with that. Now, we have some things that are shown to us, Enoch, when they were in the heavens and all things like that, the descriptions, things like that. So there's something there to know about, but it says, prepare for him that waiteth for him. It's different. So we know Ezekiel, when he looked up and he saw those rams, stuff like we know there's something like that. So it isn't like the Most High is not going to like tell you something and not, because He loves us. We're the ones supposed to know the dark sayings. We're the ones supposed to look at it like that and know, okay, let us know some things, but what He's saying is here is for him that waited for Him. Most High has something different. That mansion that Shai talking about is different. So let's keep going, sir. 64 and 5 through 8. Oh, then verse 6 is hard. Keep going.
Verse 5. Thou meetest him that rejoiceth and worketh righteousness, those that remember thee in thy ways. Behold, thou art wroth, for we have sinned. And those is continuing, and we shall be saved. Verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our sins or iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. And there is none that calleth upon thy name, that stirreth up himself to take hold of thee. For thou hast hid thy face from us, and hast consumed us, because of our iniquities. But now, O Lord, thou art our Father. We are the clay, and thou art the potter, and thou our potter, and we all are the work of thy hand.
So verse 6. Oh, verse 7. Oh, verse 5. But thou meetest him that rejoices and worketh righteousness, his righteousness, right? It's gotta be his righteousness, not ours. Those that remember thee in thy ways, so his righteousness. Behold, thou art wroth, for we have sinned, and those is continuance, and we shall be saved. But check this out. This is talking about our righteousness. But we are all as an unclean thing, and our righteousness are as filthy rags. And that filthy rags, in the Hebrew, you look at it, it's a bloody, time in a woman's flowers kind of rag. That's just wicked. And we all do fade as leaves, so that's what our righteous, how we think it is, the pleasing Most High, that's how he's describing it. That's what he means. I think the Most High loves this. My God loves this. That's not what he said. That's not what the commandments say. That's not what Shai said. All right, my righteousness is, it's mine, Jesus. I love him the way I love him. He knows my heart, all these things like that. So that's how righteousness is to the Most High. How they said it's thanks. It's filthy like that. But, and believe me, we all know that what we gave, how we funked up the earth in our spirit before, where it's changed now, praise the Most High, when we give him something that's a savor, that he can smell, that he can enjoy, and the heavens be there. And praise the Most High, like Deke said, we're here on the Shabbat. Give him his glory and obey him. So, and this is, but now, O Lord, thou art our Father, we are the clay, and thou art potter. But we remember, and we are all the work of thy hands. So every thought, everything we're supposed to be doing is from you, not us, not our righteousness. It's filthy rags. It's yours, Father. That's it. So let's get this commentary, sir.
We have an eternal kingdom to obtain that our imaginations can't even perceive. Yet we look to obtain all manner of fusions, which are wasteful and are unfruitful in matters of eternal life.
So let's see what we're getting to. Where Yeshua is, we're all going to be tempted, or still be tempted. And I know the elders talk about the hour of temptation and the things that are there. But Matthew chapter 4, verses 8 through 11.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4, and verse 8. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Yeshua unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him.
So, as foolish as the devil is, that's the foolishness that we're talking about, that envy, that foolishness. He thinks that he could tempt Yeshua. That's how foolish that envy level is. Like man, that's what we think we want. We want esteem to that. And Yeshua is like, no. It's like, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Most High thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. So cut the envy out and all the other parts in Galatians that are there. Cut all that fleshy stuff out and just keep working at it. And he's going to help us. It says, then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. Because it's the same thing the devil's doing to Yeshua. We're under him too. We want to wear our crown of thorns, or do we want to wear the crown that's a heaven too? The crown of thorns come with it. Comes with it. So, and nobody wants to have that, but that just comes with it. And that means holding down for him when we get questioned, who will stand for this day? Like, I'm standing for you. That's how David was looking like that. But again, it's spiritual. It's constant things like that. And the devil will leave because we obeyed. It'll happen. Let's get this conversation. We got like 2 more precepts left and we'll wrap it up.
Christ rejected the perversions of the world and all the foolish things that come with it, and obtained the kingdom. That's the same world that I think Ezekiel was asking, can these bones live? So Christ looked at it just like that, but sometimes we look at it in that other way, you know what I mean? Like it's a good thing. As long as we can get our little, cut out a section for ourselves out of it, you know what I mean? But righteous shouldn't want this world. In fact, you're an enemy of the Father if you come with it and obtain the kingdom. I'm gonna start at the top. Christ rejected the perversions of the world and all the foolish things that come with it, and obtained the kingdom. If we claim to follow Christ, we are expected to do the same things. The question is, do you really believe?
And that's a fair question to ask yourself. Like, you ask yourself that. Do I really believe this? Where am I at with it? Where is my level of love for the Most High? Where is my level of love for the child? Every day. I mean, the emotions that will happen to us if we have children, you know you want, wish the best and have that. That's the same love that He has for us. But are we looking to receive that? Can we connect with that? It's something else how we believe. Do we really believe that? Do we have that relationship? And then again, like, the way the world is hard in our hearts, but now we're turning to Him, all these things will change. It'll all change. Because He cracks hearts. It's just gonna happen. He will do it. So, do we really believe it? Well, let's go. Here we are earlier in Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. The last set of precepts, 11 through 18. And then we'll still be in Matthew 13 after that.
Matthew 5 and 11. Blessed are ye, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
Do I believe that? Do I really believe that when I'm reading it? Or is it just a cadence? Is the 10 Commandments just something that we all just turn in for ye just to be 1, 2, 3, 4, all in line? Or is it my spirit really? And that's okay then. You have to understand that it is different. It's okay. It's okay to change up to get that understanding. It's okay. That's what the church for. That's what Dee said. That's what the church is for. So you can clear that up. Like, hey, we just saying this so we can all say something together. We don't say the Shema just to be all together, just to say it so it sounds good. Like, it's all there in our spirit. It changes. It's changed. It's okay. It's just this walk. Let's get it, sir.
All manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out, and to be trodden underfoot of men. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
And that's why when we go with our families, they're just like, but we gotta use wisdom when those times come. We gotta use wisdom. If your time has to be short there, to be there to give a little love and then break out, then there it is. But if the time is there where you can't handle it, you gotta be built. There's like Dick said, there's like different levels of the walk. With wisdom. It may be just a phone call. It just may be something like that. I don't know, maybe you gotta go back to old school, write a letter. A letter? You wanna throw a curveball? Throw a letter. Throw a letter together. Throw a letter together with some pictures. Really, my aunt does that to me. When my aunt does it to me, she's like, because I send things to her, and she sent me that. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, they know that you love Aunt, and guess what? Like, her faith has definitely increased. The time that she has as an elder, it happens because she's willing to talk and understand about the child. And it happens in the family, but love is very powerful. Very powerful. So you keep going, sir.
16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
All that love.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, shall heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom.
So just on everything that we have to be a light, right? So we can't have like bumper stickers, fringes, or stuff like that. We think we can have envy. It's crazy because now we're not no light. We're blind. You can't have Matthew 5:17 to 18 on your Wi-Fi name so everybody in the neighborhood can see the precepts, and then be wicked to your neighbors and don't wave to them or say anything to them. You know, I don't know if you know you do that. You put your Wi-Fi, change it up on a month, or change it up every once in a while. Put some precepts for your Wi-Fi password, and just change it up. But hey, that should be something you stand on and be like, oh man, it'll help you. Like, we'll put his name out. You know, put it out there and let them know, like, hey, we're light. However, we gotta reach people. However, you know, whether it's the Shabbat precepts, whether it's the precepts on your shy, not doing no jot or tittle, your shy, you know, preaching on the Shabbats, like all these different things that are there that people are just like, your neighbors will know. Believe me, my neighbors know. Like, who is this? Who is this one? Keep changing it. Like, it's always the same because their stuff stays basically the same. I'm always one changing mine, you know, getting it changed up. But it helps me to understand, like, hey, this is my neighbor. And Yeshua commanded me to care for them. And this is what I can do for them right now because I don't really get to talk to them, but I know they're on Wi-Fi. And I know they get neighbors on Wi-Fi. So it's just wisdom. It's just wisdom. Let's get to commentary, sir.
Commentary reads, with those that speak the truth of Christ and the laws of the Most High, the world without those that speak the truth of Christ and the laws of the Most High, the world, we would fully be in darkness. If we all envy the sinner, then where would the light go? Somebody has to be brave enough to stand firm until the end, so that all generations have their opportunity for truth.
It is that. We have to be brave enough because with all that comes with, like you said, come to the Shabbats, being on the Bible studies, being active, doing that part, growing, to be a servant. You know, you get asked, you never know where your job is with the Most High. He's going to put his hand to you to take more, to do more. You just got to be ready. You got to be ready. We never know. And that's what the Most High needs. It's a time for yielding, and the servants, we need to be ready and prepared. You just never know. You don't know, sisters, that your children, what you're doing, because it's great how you build the children in the church, how that is a war against our adversary, how great that is. And how envy, when it's not there, it's a great war to our adversary. So last precept, Matthew 13, 18 through 23. Set of precepts, I should say.
So the same Matthew chapter 13, verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that receiveth seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also bringeth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30.
So, there's a lot in the parable, right? There's a lot there to understand about where a person could fall into. But just on verse 23. But he that receives seed in the good ground, in that good, in the Greek, it means worthy. It's gonna be worthy, beautiful, valuable, virtuous, honest. Wow, that's what that means. So that seed, so that's what happens when it's that time to bear fruit. But the ground gotta be right. So there's a lot of precepts to understand about breaking up your fallow ground, get it prepared. You know, how you build your foundation, how is it there? Then you can bear fruit. And there's seasons to this all the time. It's seasons to when we bear fruit. There's wisdom. There's a time for all these things to happen. And everybody goes through it. Everybody got seasons in their life that happen. But we have to bear fruit. And some are going to be more, but it don't make us any less, because if we can bear the fruit that was ordained for us to bear, that's what we're at. But that understanding is from the Most High. If you just keep working, we'll get that answer. Did I do everything I was supposed to do? Did I put everything forward that I was supposed to put forward? That will come. But why worry about that when it's just time to work? Issachar, that's Issachar speaking, this and that. Like, don't get me wrong. If you look at Issachar, what it says about us, it says that we know that rest is good. So yeah, we work, but it says rest is good. We understand rest. So it takes out, you can't do good thinking if you don't have the rest. You can't do good work if you don't have the rest too. So there's a lot more to it, but again, we'll ask that we do our part that's there. So let's get this last part to come to us, sir.
We must go out as we are commanded and bear fruit. Offenses come and go, but at the end of the day, we must hang in there until the end. One body, one mission, and one Father of all, who showed us the way in mercy and love. Never forget that, and endure this world unto the end. Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom.
He has us as thinkers and readers. That's all it takes for us to do. Thinkers and readers and online. It's just that. But anybody have any questions or comments on envy, not the sinner? So there's a lot to take it. There's a sneaky situation that's our adversary. So,
Hear this. All you people give ear, all you inhabitants of the world.
further down, righteous have dominion over the world?
Over the dead.
Over the dead.
What verse is 49-14? 14?
Okay. Oh, in the morning. Okay. Like sheep they're laid in the grave. Let's see. So he's going on a long rant of this because he's concluding their standing of what they thought, the posterity. He goes in, he's completing more of the posterity. Like sheep they're laid in the grave, so it's a slaughter. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning the next day, because you overcome them. So, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. So the upright shall have dominion over them. So let me get some strongs on this, on the word dominion. That'll clear it up. So it's H7287. The upright shall rule over them in the morning. So this is something when they're buried and dead already. They're going to crumble. It means to crumble them, to subjugate them, to have the dominion over them, to prevail over them, to reign over them. So that that's that word. So let's look at the morning part. Morning, the break of day, properly the dawn. So, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning at the break of day. So he is talking about, let's go back to what he's talking about, their folly and their posterity and how they think how they're gonna get there. And like sheep, they're in the grave, they're getting slaughtered, and death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning on the next day. So what they thought was going to happen ain't going to happen. The upright are going to be standing there in the morning and they're going to be dead. That's what's going on. They're going to be gone, the upright will be standing. They'll be there in the morning. And their beauty shall consume in the grave of their dwelling. So everything that they're holding on to is gone, but the upright shall have dominion over the one. So they think that's going on, but the upright are the ones that are winning. The uprights are still upstanding. They're down 6 feet under the grave. And get paid up. You good with that? Yeah. All right. What else you have?
If you admire qualities in other people, is that the same as envy or just something that could turn into envy?
So like, depends on the qualities. Like what are you talking about? Like they hold themselves to a certain level.
Like if someone's a good public speaker, you admire that or have a lot of discipline.
Oh, so here it is because it's good. It's a glory that was given to them by the Most High, right? Gifts. And that's how it should be looked at. Now, if you want to become better at that, then you have to take the process. No, you don't know if that's what he has for you. That's what's moving your heart. So if you're looking at it, it's like, let me work on that. Let me see if I can do that, become a better speaker, get better at reading. Because that all takes time. Like, I remember when I first started reading, it took me time to become a better reader, to read, to get there. It takes time. It takes time to do that. So when you're admiring somebody for doing that, it's a gift from the Father. But it's something else how the gifts, Most High gives us gifts. Some will just be natural. Natural athletics. Some got to work for it. All these gifts. So you have to use wisdom to look back at what it is. So if you just naturally just look at them and be like, man, they're good at reading. Did they go to school? What did they do? How did they get it? I'm an electrician. I've been an electrician for 30 years now. When I go to do work, I'm a engineer and stuff like that. So when I go to do something, I can make it look easy. And a lot of people are like, man, but they don't know, like, it took me 30 years to get here to do it. To put this wiring in, to look at a print without a problem, to read things in German print, to read things in Italian print. It's like, oh, how do you get it? It's like, well, because I've been around this enough, I can see what it is. So, and I remember too, exactly what you're saying, being a young apprentice electrician, I was like, man, this dude's cold. Like, look at how he just does things like that. But the patience of my teacher, that was the journeyman that was there, he's like, nah, I started off just like you. I had to learn just like you. So there's that. But there's also too that some of us are gifted with more, so I can't sing like the choir. Don't have that gift. I can aspire all day. But hey, you hear this? Don't get me on the mic. Because they won't change. I can change. You know, one of these young ox people outside the parking lot, he smoked me in a race. How am I going to get inspired to be better than that? So it's got to be wisdom. All these things are with you too. You know, so the gifts that you have, you got to be okay with this. So when you're entering them because you can't do it, then yes, that is a problem. That is a problem. And I can't hop up like Jordan and swing. That ain't gonna happen. Two-step, pop. They never had that. My youth have never young enough to do that, to get up, to rise up like that, and ball like that. But other skills that the Most High gave me, that I have that. But also too, I wouldn't be able to realize it too unless I got this wisdom. Like that question you're asking, I'll never know. It's a blessing to the Father. We good? All right. Anybody else? Good brother.
So you typically answer most of my questions through the lessons. So after that,
Yeah.
go ahead and give it to me. I'll make it quick. So I just had a pretty simple question. So with like-minded people, I don't really have an issue with it as far as myself, you know, but are dealing with people within now or in the world now when it comes to family. Something about that. And I'm gonna keep this person's name and situation.
That's what you want to do.
out
That's wisdom. That's
to
wisdom. You don't have to.
But
Anytime, hey,
when you're dealing with somebody,
back to me, anytime you have this going on, sorry. Anytime you have that kind of situation, you want to get into things like that, that is just wisdom. Like, keep things like that. Keep it like what's doing it. Keep it like that's just wisdom, because when you change, develop, become a different person, or those people do, nobody has it in their belly to look at them crazy. Like, that's that brother that the brother was talking about. That's the sister. It ain't in the belly. Just let it be. This is the wisdom scriptures. This is the scriptures. But keep going.
so how do you deal with somebody in you that you love?
How do you know that? What's the situation?
Well, this person has lost their job, their money, and they're looking at me, gaining, coming to the ship. I kind of rebuilding myself, and at first I was kind of not thinking that this person was showing this to me, but then there's certain things that are happening, looking for a father, certain setbacks and setups for me to fall. Almost the more I help, the more envy I feel.
So, I mean, it all depends. Like, your health may not be health. It depends on it. Like, however it is. If it's monetary, you're helping them, they're going to need help again next month if they ain't making no changes.
So let's just say if it was your brother.
Okay.
How do you deal with that relationship if you have someone you not truly can't deal with?
There's got to be patience. Because when it is like that, family, brothers, those things like that, it's like anything else, like we talked about before. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. It depends, and I said this before, it's how you let him to the water. That's real important stuff. So how you want to help him out with wisdom, that takes time, but your walk is first. Like, you gotta get your walk first. Then you'll be able to explain it to him. Then you'll have the wisdom to take things slowly. But if you're helping him monetarily every month, that ain't really helping him because he ain't really getting out of the situation that it is. Now, if some health situation happened or some emergency happened, that's different. Every scenario is different. But if it's just the case that he's looking at you, how you operate, and things are starting to get fruitful for you, the Most High is blessing you, and he ain't being blessed, be patient, man, because your walk is going to affect them. And I know this because I've done that to my cousins too. It's happened to them. And they're going to ask you, what happened with you, man? What are you doing? What happened to you? Be patient with us, sir. Just be patient.
I got a question for you. What does Matthew 5:19 mean?
Okay. Because we're getting tighter on time, sir, and we're gonna have to pray out, because we definitely went
We're beyond time.
beyond our time.
Lay out there.
Yeah. So we're literally just gonna have to pray out. Like, we can't do the fire drill and things like that, we just have to stand up and pray out. So I'll get back to you with that, sir. I'll ask you. Thank you, Father, for this day. Thank you for your message. Thank you for using us for your will. Bless us and hold us. Bless our families, all the attacks, whether it's health, whether it's mental. Please hold us. We have prayers and requests here, Father. Wallah, taqwa, as a prayer. Joni Tabar as a prayer. Brendan Townsend as a prayer. You know what that prayer is, Father. You know that the hearts and the minds, you know what is here. And we're all praying and asking together that it be heard. And we pray as the Lord taught us to pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Ahaya, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. Amen. Shammai. Yasha Allah. Ahaya. Ahaya. Akkad. Hear, O Israel. The Lord our God. Is one Lord. Amen. Quam.